Your best chance at getting the Galaxy Foamposite is actually going to be through a retailer that you probably wouldn't have expected, considering it's usually one of the more difficult ones to cop from. But this time it might be a little bit different. The unfortunate thing is it's not actually confirmed that the retailer is having a full drop yet. We know they got some pairs, but they technically didn't announce the full drop yet. I know they did a full release for the Big Bang, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that with these two, and we're just waiting for them to announce it. And we're gonna get to that later in the video, but in the meantime, let's just discuss all the ways to cop these to make sure you're fully prepared. First of all, obviously you wanna make sure that you go for the Nike sneakers release. This is the one that you guys should already know about by now. They're dropping on the 21st at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the Nike sneakers app. As usual, you want to make sure you get in as many accounts as possible to increase your chances. Unfortunately, there's no special tricks or whatever. It's just the more entries you make, the better. And as I explained in my full sneakers guide, it is ideal to use as many unique devices as possible to increase your chances. But yeah, that's the release that obviously everybody already knows about, and they're dropping at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the 21st, Nike sneakers app. Definitely want to make sure you go for them there. But yeah, that's the release that obviously everyone knows about, and you want to definitely make sure you're going for them. If you guys also remember, Nike sneakers already dropped these via exclusive access just to keep you guys up to date. Basically, you had to have purchased 3 Foamposites already since March of 2023 in order to just have access to the draw for these. So not only did you need to do that just to get access, but then you also needed to win the draw. So these are very limited. The total stock on Nike sneakers for them is 5,500 pairs. At least that's what's remaining now following the exclusive access. The total pairs is a little under 10,000 pairs. So these are extremely limited, not to anyone's surprise. I've been telling you guys for a long time, these are gonna be very hard to get, and it's an iconic classic shoe which has a lot of demand too. It's personally definitely a big grail of mine, probably my favorite sneaker this year. And then we also just yesterday saw that they did a sneakers pass for All-Star Weekend. And as always, for these kinds of sneakers things, we did post early info for that inside of Endurance. But anyway, aside from Nike sneakers, there's other retailers getting these too. Specifically, it's all the neighborhood retailers. Now, when it comes to the retailers in California, those already had their drop because it's All-Star Weekend. They were allowed to drop early, and that's why we saw an early Foot Locker drop too on the 15th, which was for one specific store only. And then we saw other retailers like Shoe Palace, for example, and some other ones have early raffles that were supposed to just end on the 15th. But there's a lot more too. There's more raffles coming out as we speak right now. Obviously, you want to make sure you sign up for all of these. So for example, one that I just saw popped up a couple of days ago is Exhibition. You also want to make sure you have the SNS app because there's going to be a raffle on there too. I'm pretty sure it's loaded already. We also got Sneaker Politics. There's Feature. There's Tops and Bottoms. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more too. For all the links for these, by the way, they're posted inside of the free group, not Endurance, literally just completely free group to help you guys out. You can join with the link in the description. It's in the Raffles America channel. And if you don't want to pay attention to all the raffles and you just want the Galaxy Foamposites, just search up Galaxy and only those raffles will come up in your search. So aside from sneakers and aside from the neighborhood retailers doing raffles, Foot Locker should also be doing a main release. Now, they didn't actually confirm it, but I'm pretty confident that they should be doing one. At least they did for the Big Bangs, and I'm gonna be really surprised if they don't do one. And that doesn't mean every single Foot Locker is gonna be getting it, but a lot of the big Foot Lockers should be getting some pairs. And obviously, you're gonna wanna sign up as usual for the Flex app reservations and hope you get lucky, but that's not your best chance at getting them actually. Your best chance at getting them, and this is something that I've been wanting to talk about again for a very long time because it's very important for copying general release sneakers. It's leftovers. And how do leftovers work at Foot Locker? Basically, you have to go get a ticket for the leftovers early in the morning. And then once you get the ticket, you come back after the reservation period pickup time. I believe it depends if it's a weekday or weekend. Weekdays should be 6 p.m. local time and weekends should be 3 p.m. local time. But once you get the ticket, basically you go back home and then you come back after that period. Obviously you want to get there a couple minutes before and you line up based on your number of the ticket. And depending on how many leftover pairs there's gonna be, you'll be able to get one of those leftover pairs. Now, don't expect to be able to get your size, but you could at least get something and then you could use that pair to trade for your size, or you could then sell it and use the profit to pay resale and the extra change that might have been the difference. So you could still at least get one pair and resell it this way. Now, I'm going to give you my experience, what it was like in 2018 for leftovers for the big bangs, because I would expect it to be very, very similar, if not probably slightly more difficult. So when I went for the big bangs, usually I would get to Foot Locker at around 5 a.m. and then they start letting people inside to get the tickets at around 8 to 9 a.m. That actually wasn't early enough for this one. If I had gotten there at 3 a.m. though, I would have just been able to get like a size 13 or something like that. I would have just been able to get one of the last pairs because there was quite a few leftover pairs, but there were like 7 or 8 people in front of me, even though I got there at 5 a.m. And those 7 people were able to get pairs and I was just cut off. I think there may have been like one other person in front of me. It was absolutely devastating because I wanted that pair so bad. So yeah, when it comes to these, if there's gonna be any pairs at Foot Locker, if there's gonna be leftover pairs, you gotta get there really early. You gotta be willing to put in that time, even in this cold. So remember guys, the raffles are inside of the free group. You can join with the link in the description. But aside from the free group, on that same link, you're gonna see Endurance. I'd highly recommend you join before the Union LA drop for the Chicago ones. We're gonna have the early link posted up in there. And obviously, there's a lot more beneficial stuff outside of sneaker reselling too, like stock investing, sports betting, promotion exploits, Amazon FBA, price glitches, so much more. I'd highly recommend you check it out now more than ever because there's so much going on. But other than that, good luck on this release. We're definitely going to need it. I don't think I need to talk about resale predictions. I mean, obviously, these are going to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin, extremely limited stock, and extremely high demand because it's an absolutely iconic grail. No surprises there. So other than that, good luck.